It's right here.
So we had a full year of VAR.
Of VAR.
Boys,
Freaking VAR.
what are our thoughts? I
He had
mean,
13.
if you listen to...
Thanks, Bri.
What?
He had 13.
It was close.
This
It was
freaking
close.
Yeah, so we were very, mixed and on different
Split.
sides.
Hardly
yeah, split.
very,
on,
very.
on VAR going into the season, and we obviously had our our differences in it. But
For sure.
Garrett, I'll let you go first. What were your reaction to VAR this year? What's your
I was
reaction?
so going into the season, I was a person that felt it was good for the game. It made sense. It would avoid human error, and that was my problem. Is that the whole point of it was to avoid human error and catch mistakes, but that's not how it got implemented.
How do you feel now?
I think it's the stupidest thing in the world.
Hey, there he is. He's come around.
There's
I love
there's so many things wrong with it. In my opinion, the fact that a referee calls something on the field, but then a different referee can call something from a booth is the dumbest thing for me. Like, if it's refereed by one person, every decision should go through that same person, and that's not always what happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, you see one guy go in for a challenge, and the ref on the field, that's a red card. Ref's like, no, I don't think so. Like, you have two different definitions of what a red card is at that point. You're not on the same page.
It's just, for me, one person should call the game. Like, they should go to the monitor. If there's a decision, they should go to the monitor every single time.
Yes,
As much as
I
I would
agree.
hate it, either take it out or they should go to the monitor every single time. Even though it's going to slow down the game, it's at least then it's a consistent base on these calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll take it out now.
Oh, no.
I think it's
they
too
never
far
will,
ingrained into
unfortunately.
it. But, like, to your point, it definitely needs to be fixed to minimize the amount of errors it's made, because it's made a lot of errors this year.
Right.
I was looking up somewhere, like, VAR was responsible for over 100 goals this year. Like,
That's crazy.
Whether it was like
That's
calling
crazy.
someone offsides or like a handball or something like that. And the handball's the
Oh,
biggest one.
Oh, that is the worst.
Dude,
I forget
handball.
who it was, Tottenham or Liverpool or someone like.
City got screwed once by.
Was it City?
I think
Might have been
so.
City.
City versus Liverpool, maybe. I think
Yeah.
might have been.
God, you know it better than.
It was the dumbest thing. This is literally what they said on the announcement, and the announcers were saying in the game. And to me, this makes no sense. So if there's a handball at any point leading up to a goal, it is disallowed. And any even unintentional anything, if it touches a hand, it doesn't count.
At what point?
However, if a defender
I was gonna say, please,
in the
please go
same
there. Let's
build-up
go.
of play hits the ball with their hand unintentionally, it's not a penalty or a foul going the other way. How in the world does that make any sense?
It doesn't.
Like, how do you call it I understand, like you can't call offense and defense differently. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it just, for me, it just disrupts the game. And you can just tell, like, when players score now, they got to, look up to the monitor and see if the big VAR is showing on it. They have to run right to the ref. Like, it kind of kills the flow of the game for me. And, like, you're not going to get those great reactions after a goal, or like you'll still get the celebrations, but it's just not the same, in my opinion.
Yeah, you react, and then you have like that sudden second of like, oh,
was
shit.
I offsides?
Here we
Did
go.
It hit my hand? Did it graze my fingertip?
Like, could you imagine imagine the Aguero goal, like when it happened, and then you had to wait for like 20 seconds to like make sure it was okay.
No, and the Aguero goal is a very famous goal.
Like, yeah, like
years ago.
Shut up.
Like the most famous goal probably in Premier League. But
Just shut up.
But it's just my
Just
point
shut
is like in that moment, all those fans would have gotten like that sick moment of enjoyment, and then gone, holy crap! Like, does it count?
The other thing is, as a fan too, like, yeah, it sucks when your team gets scored on, but now I catch myself at the time, like in the build-up of play, after the ball goes in, I'm like, oh, check. Come on, there's gotta be something. Like I'm rooting for it,
Yeah.
and yes,
it goes both ways. You're
I'm like,
right.
yes, my team just got scored on, but I mean, I hate doing that. I hate having to rely on them when in reality my team just sucks. But and when you have to, like, as a fan just watching the game, when you have to like start thinking like, take a look. For me, even like, it just takes everything out of the game. And again, it goes both ways, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the purpose
Done
is
with
to
it.
make the game more fair, which I would argue it hasn't.
It's
So-
and oh god, I could go on for hours. The one other thing that drove me
Like a 40-minute
crazy,
show. Jeez.
which I think we all can agree on, is the offsides calls by like a freaking half an inch.
Dude, millimeters.
And they're like, oh yeah, we draw these lines, and there's all
We draw these
computerized.
lines.
The problem is it's all computerized up to the point, although, is that a human has to decide when the point of contact with the ball is. So it's not all computerized. So that little half a centimeter, if you would have gone one frame back on when he kicked the ball, he might not have been offside. So it's still human error.
Yeah, I'm glad you came to this side, Garrett.
It's driving me up a
Glad you came
wall.
over to the
Welcome.
good side.
We got a little loud there. We apologize. It just drove me up a wall. So like you can't say it's not human error when a person is deciding when the ball is kicked, because it's such an arbitrary moment.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, now that we've ranted about that for 5 minutes.